Now we go to chapter 33. So still continually discuss we still talking about the February diseases, means caused the heat condition or fever condition. Continually with last chapter here. So 热病 still heat, 病 still illness. So continually discuss. Then we see some special kind of condition. Yeah, some special kind of condition. So Huang asked, what is the name of the worm disease? Yeah, like last chapter, we just know what means the worm disease. So still caused by passengers, but which is separated with solid stream. We say the worm disease patient have fever and then getting sweating. So basically, patient after sweating and the fever again. We know usually we say promote sweating relieve fever. Most case, sweating after sweating, the fever will be released. But these kind of patient, after promote sweating, they fever still. And also have restless pulse. What means restless pulse? Means rapid and pretty stronger jumping there. And that kind of pulse still heat inside. After sweating, still not released. And the patient no appetite and their daily room speech. What means daily room speech? They say something crazy languages there. Yeah, it's not like a normal people to say the languages. So thus Huangdi asked some special kind of condition. So that kind of EPI waiting kind of caused the fever. And after prolonged sweating, patient's fever still not go, or maybe go and coming back. And the pulse still stronger jumping there. And even patients shen have some disorder because they crazy kind of speaking there. So what that means? Yeah, what that means? So Qibor answers these conditions they call a special kind of illness name. They call yin yang jiao, like a yin and a yang combinations. I think maybe you can think about the confliction there. Yeah, confliction there. It's not harmonized. It's confliction there. So this kind of condition is incurable. So that's just talking about EPI waiting, a special kind of condition. Promote sweating, heat not go, and still severe heat in there. So that kind of condition, they name it yin yang jiao. So these words look like right now we are not use it because look like we didn't have this kind of patient. It's truly EPI waiting go to that severe kind of stage. That's just in the Asian time. And then Huangdi say, I like to know the cost. Yeah, what's cost in Yangjiao? And the cheaper answers, where is the sweating coming from? It coming from the acids. The acids coming from the food we eat. So sweating to relieve passenger qi. And if passenger qi is strong and can over evil qi, then people can sweating to relieve passengers. So now passenger fighting with the zheng qi or isis. So basically isis here, you can think about the body zheng qi. They fighting each other. Now, like the passenger qi is too strong, and then the zheng qi couldn't over it. So if zheng qi is strong, zheng qi is strong, patient will be recovered. If zheng qi not stronger enough, so passenger qi strong, and then patient will be happens fever again. So that's basically talking about zheng qi fighting with passenger qi here. And because patient's zheng qi or essence is coming from the food, but in this time, patient not able to eat. Usually people eating food and build up zheng qi. And right now, patient couldn't eating. They couldn't build up zheng qi. So that's why they are sweating not go. And if patient can eating food, means their body zheng qi strong. The fever will not coming back. So basically, just talking about body zheng qi fighting with passenger qi to see which one is strong. So the fever again, recurrent of fever means the passenger qi or xie qi or even qi still in there. And sweating means the passenger qi can relieve by the sweating. So ices qi in there. So we say they're fighting each other. Fighting each other. So after promote sweating, patient fever again. So that means xie qi is strong. And the patient losing appetite, couldn't eat, means their body zheng qi weaker. So that's xie qi is still strong in there, means severe kind of condition is dangerous for the body. So basically just talking about some balance here. Just talking about balance here. One part is the evil qi. One part is body zheng qi. To see which part is strong. See part strong. Evil qi is strong, patient will fever again. And the patient couldn't eating. Body zheng qi is strong, patient will not fever, and the patient can eat it. I think the translator might be hard to understand here. So then we still discuss here. They talking about the 热论, talking about the illness will be sweating. and after promote sweating. If the restless pulse still in there, is incurable. So that pretty much we talking about body 正气 is weaker compared with passenger 气. So that means after promote sweating, if the pulse still pretty strong and faster, that means restless pulse, that's the illness will not curable. So we're talking about now the pulse couldn't marching with the sweating. Still means after sweating, the pulse still restless. Normally, promote sweating will relieve the fever and the pulse will be shooting down. So that means after sweating, the pulse still stronger jumping there. So that's the size, yeah, that's the size, body 正气 couldn't over passenger 气. So that's will lending patient to die. So still talking about the body 正气 relationship with passenger 气. And then dilutes the speaking. That's the size of mental damage. So we say basically, we have three sides in here. One side, pulse is not matching with sweating situations. That's a severe kind of condition. And also, if the sweating, after sweating, the pulse shooting down, patient will be cured. Now the pulse is not matching with the sweating situation. Is the meaning body 正气 couldn't over the 邪气. That's the second size, body 正气 couldn't over the 邪气. The third condition, patient crazy kind of speaking, dilated kind of speaking. That's three severe kind of Shen disorder. Now we have three symptoms relationship with severe kind of condition. So that's truly, three signs of death. That's truly will be not curable. Patient will be dead. If this condition couldn't be improved. So still talking about the severe kind of condition here. Then another condition, So another condition, Huang asked, what's the illness? There are fever, sweating, and promote sweating, and restless. But promote sweating is not recover or cured. Was that a condition? So basically in this chapter talking about the special kind of condition relationship with the EPI. We talk about original EPI wind cold evading. So still cheaper answers. Sweating with fever is caused by wind. And sweating like after sweating, redness is not relieved. Thus, because the qi go to the wrong directions. So this one, they name it a special name. They call feng jue. Yeah, feng jue. Jue means here, qi go to wrong directions. So we're talking about two conditions, especially. Last one, we're talking about the yin-yang jiao, pretty severe kind of case. Now we're talking about the feng jue, feng go to wind, go to wrong directions here. And then Huangdi said, I like to know the detail, means the detail about feng jue, detail about feng jue. So Qibo answers, Qibo answers, 太阳 governed all the yang qi. And it attacking first means we're talking about 太阳 in the superficial levels. So EPI evading, they will attacking 太阳 first. So that means 太阳 governed all the yang qi. And then 少阴 and 太阳 is external and internal relationship in there. So thus 太阳 got attacking and 少阴 get some affected. And that's why it's some reversed qi will rushing up. So we can think about the kidney function. The kidney function, they have grasp qi go down, bring qi go down. We say when kidney losing function, kidney losing function, kidney have function, grasping qi go down. When kidney losing functions, clinically, usually we're talking about people difficult breathing, difficult inhale, difficult inhale. That's condition, kidney. So here, basically talking about the 太阳 with 少阴 relationship in there. So in other words, when these two channels be attacking, patient may have some symptoms like difficult breathing or short breath condition. These short breath condition relationship with 少阴's losing functions. Then talking about Huangdi asked how to treat it. So if in this kind of condition, how to treat it? So people answers, it can be treated needling externally. Means needle some points, needle some points. And internally take some medication. Means herbs decoctions. So in here, they didn't talking about which points, which points. But truly, they talking about a combination, use acupuncture and herbs combination kind of treatment for this kind of condition. So basically, channels go to Taiyang channels and Shaoyin channels. Then Huang asked another illness or conditions. What is Lawful? What is Lawful? Feng still wind. Feng still wind. Lao, I think we have learned in internal medicine, we have a Laolin, like caused by some key deficiency, and then cause Lin syndromes. Now we're talking about what means Laofeng. Then we can see some special kind of condition here. So in these kind of conditions, invading the body, they are in below the lung. The symptoms mainly stiffness of the neck and abbreviations and stiff kind of sputum, aversion to wind, and chill. They are the symptoms of Lawfeng. So these condition, basically like a stiffness of the neck, that's usually wind attacking. But look like right now we didn't specially say wind cold attacking will cause the visions problems. So when they're talking about visions problems, basically that belong to orifice and the relationship with internal organs. Blood cause some deficiency there, or maybe even liver's disorder in there. And the thickness of the phlegm that's truly invading the lung. So that means, in other words, this kind of condition is not only invading superficially, they damage some internal organs functions also. So that kind of condition they call Laofeng. Then Huangdi asked how to treat it. So treat this kind of condition, should be relieve the stiffness. So relieve the stiffness not only means stiffness on the neck, also kind of open chest because they have lot of phlegm inside. So then they talking about for different age of the people, curate time will be different. Young people, their body 正气 pretty strong. It could be cured in the 3 days. and the middle-aging the people could be cured in the 5 days, and the old people could be cured in the 7 days. So that's basically the time, different aging of the people, cure time with difference. So in other words, when we treat for the patients, still depending the patient's body 正气 or yang qi levels. So young people, their body 正气 strong, and the middle aging body 正气 still strong compared with the old patients. So the patients may cough up kind of blue, yellow kind of phlegm, and even some pus inside. And if not cough out, that will be damaged lung. This kind of severe damaged patient will be dead. So now to see the condition, I think it's pretty much like right now we're talking about the pneumonia kind of condition. We say go back to 2,000, 3,000 years ago, truly in that time we don't have antibiotics. So pneumonia's kind of condition is a pretty severe kind of condition. So that's we talking about when we treated relief stiffness, basically is in the chat here. So try to let the patient cough out with the phlegm. So relieve the phlegm, and then patient can recover. If the phlegm couldn't coming out, so that's basically damage lung functions, and then patient will be dead. Then talking about another illness. So basically in this chapter, they talk about a different kind of condition. Different kind of condition. Huang asked the treat 肾风, shen is kidney. Kidney wind kind of symptoms or syndromes. So basically, this kind of patient will have swollen on the face and the edema on the legs, and even patient difficult to speech. So these kind of patient can we treat with needles? Yeah, can we treat with acupuncture needles? And Qi answers, acupuncture should not be used to treat for deficiency kind of symptoms. In other words, that kind of condition is a deficiency kind of condition, like kidney yang deficiency, and cause wrong treatment or wrong use acupuncture treat deficiency kind of condition can cause the patient dies. So that's basically they talking about after 5 days. Yeah, after 5 days, patient maybe dies. But generally speaking, from this page, we know that acupuncture treatment generally say we are not used for deficiency kind of condition. And Huang asked, what will be happens? We talking about the evil qi arrives in the last page. Yeah, what means evil qi arrives at 5 days later? What that means? And then talking about the symptoms here. So when this kind of EVT arrives, patient feel short breath and frequently fever. And that kind of fever running or heat running from the chest to the back and to the head. And the people sweating and feel heat in the hand and a dry mouth and severe kind of thirsty, yellow urination and edema in the inferior air leaders, and maybe burgers, heaviness of the bodies, and difficult walking, and even caused no period, restless, not able to lay down. So lot of conditions. People, if lay down, they will be cough. So these illness caused wind edema or feng shui. So that's kind of, we can say, invading both kidney and also kind of upper GI condition and the combination with internal heat condition. So that's for this condition. And then Huang say, I like to know how to treat it. What's caused? Yeah, what's caused? So explanations for the cause. So that's basically still passenger or evil qi coming from external, and internally 正气 deficiency. So if in deficiency, yang qi couldn't like harmonize with yin, then the lending, short breath, fever, sweating, and yellow urinations because yin deficiency kind of heat in there. And then patient not like lay down there is because kind of disharmonized in the middle jaw. And the severe cough will be happens because some pressure go to the lung. So that's the condition. And the long-term edema, because water retention there, will go to the air leaders. So that's basically mentions these conditions. And then Huang still ask more detail here. Yeah, what's the reasons? And more explanations. So water belong to yin, and inferior part air leader is yin. So yin passenger go to yin part. And we say abdominal air is 至阴. We talking about like a second day class. We talking about the spleen is 至阴. Spleen relationship with the middle jaw. So that's still go to there. So that's why retention of the water is more go to abdominal air and air lower part of the air leader air. And the qi floating go to wrong direction upward and cause the bitter taste in the mouth, dry tongue, and unable to lay down, like face up kind of lay down. It caused cough and some water rushing up. So that's because they have water inside. So that's kind of water attacking the upper jaw. And the combination with some heat. So that's why patient couldn't lay down, and also possible cause palpitations and caused their cough worst. So that's the condition is more severe. And then explanations, some burgling kind of sounds because they have some water in the like intestine, stomach area, and then that kind of sounds. And then the patients no appetite because they're blocking there, and also body heaviness, difficult moving. So there's still lot of symptoms here. There's explanations and no menstruation because they're blocking the uterus, blocking the channels. So that's basically cause patient menstruation stopped. So just explanations, the reasons there. So Huangdi said, good, I understand.